I never believed a few careless words could feel like a knife slipping between my ribs. I never imagined laughter could carry the weight of betrayal. But that's exactly how it happened. It was a Friday evening. I had just walked in from a long day at work, tired but at peace, looking forward to the quiet rituals Sarah and I had built together. Those small, dependable moments that gave our life rhythm and comfort. I knew her laugh as if it were a melody I'd memorized. I could tell the difference between the perfume she wore during weekdays and the one she saved for weekends. I thought I knew her completely. I thought she was mine, and I was hers. I thought our marriage stood on bedrock. That night, she was preparing for a night out with her girlfriends. I leaned against the bedroom doorway, watching her as she adjusted her dress. Every detail seemed intentional. Her hair, her makeup, even the sway of her walk as she crossed the room. My curiosity broke through, and I asked lightly, "Why are you dressing up so much? It's just your friends, right?" She chuckled. It wasn't bitter or sharp, just casual. For a moment, I thought nothing of it. But then she tilted her head, smirked, and dropped a line I'll never forget. "In case I meet someone better." My heart stilled. For a second, I convinced myself I'd misheard. I blinked, scrambled for any explanation. Sarcasm, a bad joke, playful teasing. But the shrug, the smirk, the way she turned away as though the words meant nothing. No. They were real. Too real. I forced a laugh, tried to treat it like nothing, but inside something broke. A weight pressed against my chest. Her offhand remark sliced through the foundation I thought was unshakable. I tried to push it aside, to carry on with my evening, but the words echoed inside me like a bell that refused to stop ringing. After that night, everything shifted. Each smile she gave me, each kiss, each ordinary conversation. Suddenly, they carried an edge. I couldn't look at her without wondering if that line had been a glimpse into her true thoughts. Even if she hadn't cheated, even if nothing had happened, she had opened the door to the idea of someone else. And once the door is opened, you can never close it again. I told myself she was joking. I tried to convince myself I was overreacting. But doubt is like a seed. It only needs a little soil and it grows. And once it grew inside me, I started to see everything differently. Her phone was always in her hand now, tucked against her side even when she didn't need it. She started answering calls in the other room, her voice sharp when I asked who it was. Her nights out stretched longer, explanations shorter. None of it was proof, not yet. Just fragments. But fragments pile up until you can no longer ignore the picture they're forming. That line, "in case I meet someone better," kept replaying in my mind. It didn't sound like a joke anymore. It sounded like a confession, a warning I had missed. Then came the late-night texts. The invitation she forgot to mention until the last moment. The way her eyes lingered on her reflection a little longer than before. The excuses that felt rehearsed. I kept asking myself if I was imagining it. But my gut told me I wasn't. The loneliness was suffocating. I lived with her, ate dinner with her, lay beside her every night, but I had never felt so far from her. The woman I married seemed to be slipping through my fingers, step by step. And then one night, she left her phone behind. A text was still open on the screen. My hands shook as I picked it up. The words weren't explicit, but they were intimate. Too familiar. More than friendship, more than casual. Enough to crush me. That single joke had been a mask torn off. The truth had been there all along. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I carried it inside me, heavy and poisonous. Every look at her reminded me of what she had said, of what I had read. The laughter, the shrug, the messages, it all played like a film I couldn't pause. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. One night, when she came home late, I asked, my voice steady though my heart was hammering, "Are you happy with me? Or is there someone else?" She froze. Just like the night she made the joke. For a second, I thought she might confess. But then she laughed, dismissive. "Don't be ridiculous, Daniel. You're imagining things." I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized I was staring at a stranger. The woman I loved, the woman I trusted, was gone. In her place was someone careless, someone willing to toss a dagger of a joke into my chest, and then shrug it off. When I showed her the messages I had found, she didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She didn't even beg me to stay. She just sighed, almost relieved the lie was finally over. And in that sigh, I knew the truth. She had already left me long before I caught on. I didn't shout. I didn't fall apart. I told her simply. I was done. Because a marriage cannot survive on half-truths, on jokes that cut deeper than knives, on trust so fragile it shatters with one careless sentence. Afterward, I thought about that night, that line, that smirk. How something so small could destroy so much. But it wasn't really small at all. It was everything. That joke became the thread that unraveled my life with her. And when the fabric of us finally tore apart, I realized something I hadn't expected. The pain of betrayal was unbearable, but the clarity it brought was liberating. Sometimes the worst truths set you free, and sometimes a joke isn't a joke at all. It's the mask slipping, the truth spilling out, the revelation you've been too blind to see. And when you finally hear it for what it is, there is no going back. Would you like me